Alright guys, so today I'm actually going to react to a video that a lot of people have told me about, and I've also seen this was like one of the number one watched videos from people who also watched my channel. It was also this video from Daniel ZH, the secret settings pro use in COD explained. Alright, I guess this guy is similar like me, where he talks about stuff that's not like common information. You can't just go to like, oh, best settings video and these people talk about this stuff. It's more like in-depth and he has things to say. So I'm just going to see like his point of view, and I have my COD pulled up in case I ever want to explain anything in the firing range about that. All right. So this is going to be a very interesting video. So yeah, here we go.
First setting is left stick max settings. I've seen some people asking why pros use a lower left stick max settings. I also asked a pro who is using DualSense Edge and they were using a lower left stick max value as well. But why? The first reason is the aim assist input delay. In either Black Ops or default aim assist type, movement activates 3 types of aim assist on target: slow down sensitivity, auto adjust direction based on the target movement, and follow the target to their movement direction. However, this behavior needs a specific input adjusted value. We have 128 steps from the center to every round area on the left stick. When we have the left stick on 0 to 99, this 128 step will be divided by 99 and the game will register every input value from the dead zone as 1.292 from the adjusted stick value. Let me explain it as if you are a 5 years old kid. With specific amount of speed, the aim assist won't get activated. There needs to be a specific amount of movement to start activating the aim assist. Keep in mind to keep right stick dead zone on a higher value so that your aim or drift won't activate aim assist and only test left stick. Now if I change the max value to 65% in the game, we have 1.969 value for each percent. So technically I should be able to gain aim assist faster than before. And yes, I'm getting it at value 108 raw X input. And that is 15% of the movement stick. So we improved the aim assist registered by 7%. And don't worry, you can still move slower because the default curve on the left stick is not linear. Other curves also aren't real, which we'll talk about later. But as of for now, 65% helps us to gain aim assist faster than the others.
So he's saying, and this is something that people brought up in the past, if I set my default left stick maximum to 65 instead of what I have it before, it should give me more aim assist because it's hitting like that. I think he said it was either 108 or 99. It's hitting that exact thing to actually give me rotational aim assist. So I'm gonna try that right now because I have mine super low to 15 and kind of see what he's talking about. So if I'm right here, I'm supposed to be getting more rotational aim assist as I'm looking at the target. And I could definitely feel it. Right, like here I'm not even touching my controller for the right stick, just the left stick, and I can feel the pull. Like even here it's not touching the target, but I can feel the pull of how it's like gradually going on to the person. All right, so let me try this with shooting. All right, ooh. Try the next one. Wow, yeah, I definitely feel it right there. Try SMG. Next one. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I mean he probably is totally right about that, right? So when people were like, oh, I see you play on 15, right? You play on 15 left stick max instead of 65. Like I think it's way better to play at 65 because you get rotational aim assist. He's probably 100% right. If you play on 65, you'll probably have, I'm not even streaming, bro. This guy followed me. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, you'll probably have like more aim assist on the 65. It'll probably be a lot better at shooting and stuff like that. But I still would keep my left stick at 15, which I currently do. And the reason that is because for me, being that I play such a low sensitivity, I'm still like 3-3, right? I still have a lot lower sense, so more aim assist than other people because my dot is locked onto the other people like that, right? And I have zero problem hitting all my shots. Zero. And it's like instant like that, right? So for me, I like, this is kind of not relevant, but I want more strafe speed, right? I want more strafe speed to move left and right. I want to activate my tac sprint faster. So I'm still Like me personally, I'm still gonna play at 15. I'm not gonna touch 65 at all. But if you guys really want like more aim assist in this game, you guys can definitely play on that yourself. I just find that I'd rather focus on speed, being that my aim in this game is already like really good. Okay, so that's what I would say about that. I do think that his point is super interesting, and yeah, it's like, wow, I never really thought it could be that in depth, that there's an exact, you know, thing that can give you more aim assist. So if I'm not playing on 15, hey, maybe I'll be playing on 65 like that. Or I'll say it in this way: if the left stick max didn't give me more straight speed, I would definitely play on 65, right? I'd be using what he's using. But me personally, I'd rather have that strafe speed and the activate attack sprint a little bit faster, just so I can get a little bit more movement speed. But yeah, that's wow, it's really interesting.
The second reason is faster response. Typically, you need to move your left stick more to start getting a faster movement speed. It requires more time and pressure, but with a lower outer dead zone, you can achieve that faster. The third reason is
Yeah, and that's why I put it down all the way to 15, so I can achieve it even faster than what he has. But that is true. If you're playing on 99 or 100, putting it at 65 is going to give you more aim assist, and you're going to have faster response time. So yeah, totally right.
manual curve. If you are like Daniel, I have a Pro DualSense Edge controller and I can use any curve I like. You might be mistaken, because you can't get any curve you like. You can also limit the dead zone in the curve settings for Edge, but the issue is that's only the inner dead zone. So you can use curves like digital, which is the only curve that makes the start faster, but it still registers after 80 to 20% of the stick movement. There is no way you limit the range with outer dead zone. Gains in the game gives you the benefits of faster register, less input delay for start, and faster aim assist. What is the best max value for the left stick and the best curve, Daniel? I'm not a pro, and what I showed you here is based on the test I made after the latest update. I found the value 69 the best for Edge combined with steady -5 on the left stick curve, both for faster register and faster movement and aim assist benefits. But if you are playing with DualSense because you don't have custom curve, down to 65 or even 60.
Okay, so he has different curves based on different controllers. And that does make sense, because I tell you guys too, like, if I'm using a different controller, maybe my sensitivity goes up or down one. Alright, if I'm playing on 3.3, maybe I'll be playing 4.4 or 2.2. So he's saying, like, with these specific controllers, he'd adjust it slightly different to whatever he is using. So I'm gonna go back to see exactly what he said for my controller, because I have what? Dual sense? Do I have dual sense or dual shock? What is this? I don't even know my own controller. PS5 controller. I spelled that super wrong. Controller. Bam, I have a dual sense. Let me try 60 real quick, just because he said 65 to even 60. So try 65. I felt the aim assist really strong there. Now let me try 60. Alright. I feel like the activate's better for me. Yo, it's like locking onto this guy. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Hey. That's kind of crazy. And then let me try like 15 to see if it's doing the same thing. I'm still getting it pretty strong. I think he also mentioned too that he says the lower you have it, the more the aim assist reacts faster, right? Or it activates faster. So being that I have mine on 15, right? It's going to activate faster, but it might not be at that exact like curve he was talking about, right? Where he said you get like the best rotational aim assist. So, boom. Interesting. That's very interesting that he says that. But yeah, I'm gonna still use 15.
It would work fine. But I wouldn't go lower than 60, as a human reaction time won't benefit from that 5 value change, and you
because the human reaction time wouldn't benefit from the... Wait a second. What'd he say?
lower than 60, as a human reaction time won't benefit from that 5 value change, and you may get an unstable curve for lower movements. The second settings pros...
You may get an unstable curve for lower movement? Is he saying that like my rotational aim assist might be worse? Which I clearly showed, and I'm going back and forth, guys, because I want to make sure that what he's saying, like, I can actually apply it, right? So he's saying you're getting an unstable curve because it's not at the right value, right? I get that, but like, As soon as I put mine on 15, or even there was times I had it on 5, I have no problem at all. Like, he's done more research than me. He may be right, but from my personal experience, just trying all these dead zones, I feel unstoppable on 15. Right? So if I'm using the 15 curve, or boom, boom. Oh, I messed it up. Let me try this. Dang, I'm selling. Let me try it again. So I'm on 15, right? Boop. Let me hit this guy. Boop. Let me hit this guy. I don't know. Like for me, it feels totally fine. Like that's just me. Even though like everything he's saying might be like just straight up facts, right? I still benefit greatly from 15. So I would say you guys, instead of just like full on believing him, or instead of full on like believing me, right? Just try it out for yourself. See if you like 65 better or 60. Because personally, I don't really mess with it.
Use is Bluetooth. Yes, you heard me right. Using a USB dev kit, I was able to copy the data from the controller USB port and read the real-time polling rate data on the PC while the controller was connected to PS5. I realized the USB gives you a higher polling rate for DualSense Edge and it's stable on 1000 Hz. The polling rate is the number of times controller updates data that is sent to console, and in 1000 Hz it takes 1 millisecond. It doesn't mean the controller input lag is 1 millisecond. The idle input delay is 1 millisecond. But in-game input lag has a lot of factors, which we talked about it in the other videos in the past, which you can check from this playlist in the card above. Now Bluetooth is better. What? How? Yes, only for normal controllers, like a normal DualSense. The idle input lag and polling rate on USB with DualSense was typically higher than 600 Hz in Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone 3, while the USB is limited to 250 Hz. So that is about a 1 to 2 milliseconds difference. I know it's not huge, but pros care about 1 to 2 milliseconds. Of course, it's not enough to just plug USB. You can use BT even when USB is connected if the communication method is set to Bluetooth. So if you use DualSense Edge, set that to USB and use it with a USB cable. For DualSense, use Bluetooth. Now what is the best USB port on PS5 for a faster response?
So this is where I'm kind of confused about. Maybe you guys can help like explain this to me in the comments. He literally pointed that the polling rate was 1000 Hz, right? And he said this is if it's connected with USB. And then he's saying the polling rate when it's Bluetooth it's like 600. It's like half of that, and then it was even going to like 240. Why he just said Bluetooth was better. Why? You literally just showed. I know he said it's like idle and all that stuff, right? Like, oh, your idle thing is like better, but there's many factors. Okay, but why is Bluetooth better? Did I not get that part? Oh, the USB is limited. This is. Why'd he cut this part off though? Like here, right? He didn't cut it off. It shows the connection mode. And here when he says this is what it looks like with the USB, why did he cut it off? Why couldn't he just leave it on there? Like I know he's showing this right here, but like wouldn't that show that the USB is like, I'm not trying to accuse him of just like lying, right? Of just like, oh, this is actually like something else. But like I'm not getting that part. You guys are gonna have to explain that in like the comments or something. I don't. Because I always use USB, right? I always tell everybody, use USB for everything. And he even agreed that, DualSense, which is my PS5, it is better for wired, not for Bluetooth. But, like, I'm still confused on that. Like, why is, PS4 better for Bluetooth and not wired? I didn't get that part. Maybe you guys can explain it to me.
Some pros use aim assist Black Ops instead of default, even though it seems they both have a similar behavior. Why is that? This time I decided to further test it in close range in the horizontal direction to see if there is a difference between the two. On value 80 with the dynamic curve at this specific distance, I noticed it took more time to get out of the target aim assist window size on Black Ops with my current sensitivity. 2 seconds and 1 frame for default and 2 2 seconds and 19 frames for Black Ops. The difference is 18 frames in 120Hz mode, which equals 150 milliseconds more aim assist time from position A to B. So I confirm in close range based on the test I made here that the Black Ops is more engaged in aim assist compared to the default one. In other words, it's stronger and lasts longer. That might be one of the reasons why pros use Black Ops aim assist. But now I'm curious, what about mid-range, long range, or dynamic situations where the enemy keeps changing their position? Which aim assist type may work better in those scenarios? Let me know if you'd like to see an in-depth aim assist tutorial for Call of Duty in the comments section. Currently, I recommend Black Ops. The next thing is the worst Call of Duty feature got.
That's crazy. Okay, so I agree and disagree with what he's saying right here, right? I have noticed too, and I've mentioned this in the past for you guys, right? I do notice that Black Ops has stronger aim assist, right? So let me go to the Black Ops. Yes, I'm playing on linear, so he was playing on dynamic. It might be a little different, right? But I'm just changing the aim assist. So Black Ops, well, here I'm not really getting like that insane aim assist pull, right? But boom, shooting on this guy. Yes, that has really good aim assist and everything like that too. But my problem is, for some reason, I feel like I have too strong of aim assist. And what I mean by that is, let's just say I'm shooting at somebody super far away. Sometimes the aim assist is so strong that if I want to make super small adjustments, like hit him in the head or hit him over here, the aim assist is like, the slowdown is too much for me and I'm missing shots. So for me, being that like the bubble is a little bit smaller with default, I find myself hitting a lot more shots like that than using Black Ops. Okay, so hey, maybe I'm gonna give Black Ops a try again. Maybe it was like updated, or they did something in the code of the game to actually like change it. I'm not sure, but last time I tried Black Ops, it was like what, a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. I did not like it at all. The aim assist was too strong to the point where like, even if somebody slide cancels across my screen, right? I talked to you guys about slide locking, where if they lock your aim in place, you can't move. Well, if I'm playing on Black Ops and they lock my aim in place, well, now I really can't move because the aim assist is too strong that I can't snap all the way back to the guy in time to be able to kill him, because the slowdown is too much for me. Okay, and he even said right there that he noticed in super close range, Black Ops is stronger. I don't want tons of aim assist in super close range, because that means that it's going to be a lot harder for me to drag my aim onto a person. All right, so I don't know. Maybe I'll test it out a little bit more to see if that's still the case. But from my personal experience and the way I play the game, I still recommend default. I don't mess with Black Ops, but that's just me.
The third settings pros use is dynamic curve.
Yep.
As you know, the curves in
this is gonna be interesting.
Like this. We made an in-depth video proving the curves are most likely to be something like
yes, and it was this guy, right? This guy was, people were telling me, oh, linear is not true linear and stuff like that, and they showed me this video. So this was the same guy that I learned this from. So yeah, he's right. Linear is not real linear, and that's why I also tell you guys to use 0.00 when you use linear, because it's not real linear. It still has a curve, right? You see the yellow or the red thing right here? It starts off here and then it like bumps up, right? Whereas standard is just a gradual line over here, and then dynamic is just, you know, boop, boop. So yeah, let's see what he has to say about dynamic.
this. The reason most people like dynamic is that it's faster to start with, closer to a 1-to-1 ratio, and then stable with an exponential effect to the end. Linear isn't linear. Neither other curves. So dynamic seems to be the most popular aim system right now, unless you like an exponential curve. But what if you change the slope scale?
Yes, talk to me about this.
I will test it in a future video, and this video is that one. I now confirm with a slope scale of 0 on any of these curves, you'll get closer to a linear curve, but sadly not a real 1-to-1 curve.
Aww.
Exponential effect and eases in at the start, unfortunately in all three aim techniques. So I'm gonna show you a simulation. If this is the default slope scale of 1 for aim curves, this is what you'll get with a slope scale of 0, probably. And I say probably because I only tested it.
That's interesting. That is really interesting, because I told you guys, right? I'm like, okay, if you guys play dynamic, you don't want to switch to linear, try dynamic like with the super low slope scale, right, on 0, and you could see it's like, it's almost identical to linear, but it has a few bumps, right? So you're gonna start off a little bit faster, feel that little bit of like aim assist because it's switching like the curve a little bit, and then it's not too noticeable as the other dynamic was, right? Where it's like it just like shoots in different directions. This one's like closer to a linear curve. All right, so yeah, wow, that's really interesting right there. Wow. All right, let's continue.
in Warzone. Otherwise it'll take days to test it in depth, and that'll be for another video. For now, I confirm as lower the slope scale, as closer you'll get to a linear curve and the response of your stick will be faster. But most pro players use dynamic with the default slope scale or something between 0.80 to 1. What do I recommend? For the edge, I use 1 with the default curve on the right stick. If you want to use custom curves and look for a linear curve, use the linear with the slope scale on 0, and that'll help a little bit to get closer to the linear curve. Lastly, I want to show you my recommended EQ settings for headphones. This is my recommended mix in the game. You can use TV mode if you want the loudest footstep sound embedded in the console settings, and this is my recommended EQ for Pulse Elite headset. This one is recommended for Pulse 3D, and this one is recommended for Pulse Explorer. If you are looking for in-depth Call of Duty settings, check this playlist from the end screen, and if you are looking for in-depth...
That's yeah, interesting. Personally, I've never messed with EQ, right? I know Art of War had a video a while ago, like sound EQ on your PC and stuff like that, right? To really tune in your settings, and that would probably make me hear better, right? It probably would. I never really messed with it because I was like 49 minutes. I don't want to set that up, like what the heck? But nah, that's something that I could change myself. But for right now, I hear every single person that's near me, so I'm fine, right? Like it's not gonna be like insanely game breaking for me. But yeah, he is right about that. So overall, I guess what the video was talking about, that exact left stick max that a lot of pros use was like around 65 range, and then he was talking about the slope scale, and and then he talked about Black Ops. Now, this is what I'm gonna recommend, okay? Because you guys can believe whoever you want, you guys can watch whoever you want, you guys can change your settings however you want. I'm just giving you my personal take on what I use compared to watching his video. So yes, if you have it at 60, 65, you will get more rotational aim assist. If you have it like anything higher than what I play, right, you will get more rotational aim assist. It's just that for me, I don't care about the rotational aim assist, because as he said in the video, if you have it low, or lower you have it, the more it's going to activate sooner, right? So when I move left and right, boom, you know, I'm not walking when I move it slightly. I'm moving as fast as I can, right? I'm strafing left and right. And then obviously auto attack sprint, I'm touching it super tiny bit, and it's like my character is jumping. So for me, I really like the fast speed, and that's why I'm going to keep it on 15, right, for the left stick. Now, talking about the aim response curve type, I thought it was really great that I was able to see it actually visually. But yeah, if you have linear on 0.00, that's going to give you the closest thing to an actual linear response curve, okay? If you play dynamic, if you have it like low dynamic, you're going to have it closer to linear, but it's still going to be dynamic. If you have it on like 0.40, 0.50, it's going to be like in between linear and dynamic, but like more on the dynamic side. And then a lot of the pros, they want that like curviness for more aim assist. I just care about like the speed and making sure my recoil patterns are better. But a lot of pro players, they do play like high dynamic, okay? But I still recommend super low, because as he showed, right, this linear is the closest to real linear, and being that the line is so straight, you're able to control your recoil way better because there's no slopes, right? A lot of people said this to me as well. They're like, oh, I play on dynamic. When I tried linear, I was able to control my recoil and hit my shots way better. Yes, that's because linear is way more consistent than dynamic. Dynamic just gives more aim assist, okay? So, boom, super easy for me to aim on a linear curve. Next, he talked about Black Ops. I like default. I don't like the more aim assist. This is, I mean, you guys can try what you want, but from my personal experience, unless they buff Black Ops, right, I like default better. I don't want my camera broken because I have too much aim assist. So that's what I'm running. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much like it, right, of what he was talking about. So yeah, this was an interesting video. 220k views. Like, people are, this is getting like a lot of people were seeing this and they're like, oh, okay, this is awesome. So great. But yeah, you guys let me know in the comments what he was talking about with like the whole Bluetooth thing, because I literally have no idea what he meant by that. He was saying, all right, if you plug it in, it gives like, it's 1 millisecond for like being idle. And I didn't really get that part that he was saying right there. Maybe that's just a console thing too, because he does play on PS5, so maybe his settings might be a little more tweaked to PS5. But yeah, that was interesting video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That was just my take on it and what I believe. I tried to be like very raw, right? I didn't try to like be biased and like, oh, okay, let me just agree with him here and disagree so that the video is more interesting. No, this is just like what I totally believe, just the raw truth of just what I feel about this video. Okay, so that was this. Let me guys know your thoughts and what you agree with and don't agree with. Okay, and yeah, hope you guys have an amazing day.